Today we will be making asparagus and tomato quiche. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, kids, you will have to have your parents help you at cutting 1 cup of asparagus into 1-inch pieces. Once you've done that, as I have already done, go ahead and put it into your cup of boiling water. You only want to blanch it for 1 minute. So look over at the clock, set your timer. Alright, once this has been boiling for 1 minute, you want to take it over to your drainer and drain it out. And we have about, that's been in 1 minute. Now show the eggs. Now kids, be very careful because the pot and the steam is very, very hot, so make sure you have a parent help you with this too. Go ahead and turn off the stove. Here's our asparagus. Now we will sprinkle cheese, our Italian cheese, onto our pie crust. Very evenly. Make sure it's all nice and even and spread out. That's just for the bottom layer. Now, what you're going to do is top the cheese with your 1 cup of sliced cherry tomatoes, and make sure you have your parents help you with this too. Top the cheese with this 1 cup of tomatoes and the 1 cup of asparagus. You want to make sure it's evenly distributed. And make sure you wash your hands before. I've already done that. And now with the asparagus. That's the timer telling me that the oven is preheated to 375. It is now time to blend together or beat together our eggs, milk, sour cream, salt, and pepper. For our milk, we need 1/2 cup. So make sure you get down at eye level. For 1/2 cup of milk, and pour that into the bowl. And then we need 1/3 cup of sour cream, and you want to spoon that into your 1/3 cup. And then you want to take a knife or a straight edge spatula and level off your sour cream. And then you can also take the knife and scoop that into the mixture. You want to make sure you get all of it out there. It'll get stuck in the edges, but just get all of it, because that's flavor. There we go. That looks good. And now we will put in our 6 eggs. I like to crack them on the counter so you get a nice even crack. done. And you want to make sure that you get no eggshells in there. So if you have to crack it more than once, then go ahead. And also remember never to eat raw eggs, because that can increase your chance of food poisoning or foodborne illnesses. Two more. Now, we must add in our salt and white pepper. We need half a teaspoon of salt. So get out your measuring spoons and your salt. And I just like to kind of press it down a little bit. Make sure you got enough. That looks about right. And then we need 1/4 a teaspoon of white pepper. And with things like these, I like to level it off too. You know, it's just a little bit. You don't want to get too much. Now we blend that together. If it gets too hard for you, make sure to ask your parents to help keep the bowl steady or the mixer steady. You want to keep blending until the mixture is well blended and smooth. That looks about perfect. Now make sure you carefully pour the blended mixture into the pie crust, which I added the rest of my 3/4 cup of cheese on top of the asparagus and the tomatoes, just to finish off the rest of the cheese. And make sure you just get it all in there. Now you want to put it into the oven. Make sure you're very careful, because it is very liquidy, but make sure you use your oven mitts. I'm going to set this right here while I open up the door. And make sure you pull out the rack, which is in the middle of the oven. And you may need your parents' help with this, because the oven does get very hot. And you want to place it right in the middle. And you put that in, and you're going to cook it for 40 to 45 minutes. So I'm going to put it in there for 40. And you'll know when it's done if your mixture, when the center is almost set but jiggles slightly when the dish is shaken. And when the knife is inserted, it comes out clean. Once your timer beeps, make sure you take it out and check to make sure it still slightly jiggles. You can also see slightly jiggles, and stick a knife into it. And make sure that when you take it out, nothing is on the sides. And see, there's a little bit left, so I might add maybe about 1 more minute and then check it again. Once your extra 1 minute is over, you can take it out and test it again. And this time it does come out clean. So you want to take your oven mitts, and you can also use an extra oven mitt too. And make sure your parents help you with it, because this is very hot. And to avoid browning, you can always put foil on top. And make sure you let this cool for 5 minutes, and then cut it into wedges, and it's ready to serve. I've let the quiche cool for 5 minutes, and now I am going to try it. It is perfect. It is light and fluffy and delicious. It's also very healthy. It has eggs in it, which is a great source of protein, and it will keep you full throughout the day.